I went on a date with a guy and he drank so much, he actually threw up in the cab. Terrible date. He did then say to me, "You couldn't pay for the cab, could you?" My name is Ayesha Hazarika. I'm a former Labour advisor. Gordon Brown, Harriet Harman, Ed Miliband, that went really well. Now I am a political commentator and a stand-up comedian. When I was growing up in the west of Scotland, you know, you had religion, you had the Labour Party, and you had Rangers and Celtic. Both Rangers go under and the Labour Party. I think I'm the kind of person on a date, I'll have quite a strong initial reaction to somebody.
Do you think sparks are going to fly?
It depends who it is.
Hiya, I'm Tommy Sheppard. I'm the SNP candidate for Edinburgh East. I used to run the Stand Comedy Club. It's been a long time since I've been on a date, a wee bit apprehensive. I mean, I'm really curious as to who it's going to be, you know?
Who would you not want to be going on a date with?
Well, I'll take all comers.
Is there anyone I wouldn't go on a date with? Do you know, I'm that desperate, probably not.
I will recognise the person, will I?
Hello, Tommy!
How are you?
Oh, do you know what? I thought it was going to be Alex Salmon.
I thought it was going to be a Tory. Wow. Oh, this will be fun.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to agree with each other too much, I think. And you still based in London?
Yes.
Right.
But I'm going all around the country.
And you still Labour?
Yes, I'm still Labour. Are you ready for Prime Minister Corbyn?
Wow.
All right, can you handle it, Tommy?
I don't know.
Can you handle it?
I don't know.
You know, given that she was 24 points ahead in the poll, he started the campaign off with a photo call in a toilet. It was sort of like, everyone was a bit like, I think we know how this story ends. Well, here we are, 7 days out or 6 days out, and it's incredible.
I know, it's amazing. So.
I mean, she's gone from strong and stable to too fear to turn up on Women's Hour.
Yeah.
Also, she's had such a stinker
It's a car
of
crash,
a
isn't it?
campaign.
I mean, who would have
But you know
thought
what
it?
is interesting, right? She's been a lucky general. She didn't even have a proper leadership contest, did she? She had to go up against Andrea Leadsom. That is like winning Wimbledon against a wheelie bin. But I actually feel sorry for Patrice.
Why wouldn't you do Women's Hour? Why wouldn't you do Women's Hour?
I know. The thing is, Women's Hour is not an easy gig. People always make the assumption that women's media is like a soft ride. They do it with Mumsnet, they do it with Women's Hour, they sometimes do it with women's magazines, and actually, it's just really insulting to think because you've got a female journalist, the questions aren't going to be as tough or anything like that. But to be honest, the fact that Theresa May won't even turn up to do it, that speaks absolutely volumes. I feel she's in a witness protection scheme now.
You've got to give it a go.
Thank you.
I was on This Week last night with Andrew Neil, and you know what he's like. So I spent, not hours, days. I spent days, it was like cramming for an exam. I knew the price of every single spending commitment in the SNP manifesto. Did he ask me about any of them? Did he? So,
Well, you're like, damn, ask me, ask me.
I mean, I could have just went in there and just chatted like this, to be honest. So.
But I've got to eat something which I'm not going to get all over myself. So
Well, I think we're all conscious of not having a Miliband moment. It's,
I'm not cheeky.
So listen, you're in touch with the right wing of the Labour Party, in fairness.
Don't get the right wing
Okay,
of the
well,
Labour. That's not fair. The right wing of the Labour.
Well, it's the right and left of everything. So, okay, well, how would you describe it then?
We just don't agree with Corbyn.
Okay. Because those people, what are they going to do if Corbyn actually doesn't lose dreadfully? Another 5 years of just trying to knife them in the back, so that...
Well, I mean,
That's going to be boring apart from anything else.
On that, we are a party that exists to win parliamentary seats. That is what the Labour Party exists to do, to get into power, to do all the good things.
So
we
if you
want
tick
to do.
that box, everything else is forgiven?
No, I'm not saying that. Hear me out. What I will say is that Corbyn has had a good election campaign. So I think the truth is he will, even if he loses the election and even if loads of Labour MPs lose their seats, I reckon he will still be around as the leader of the Labour Party. Why do you want another Scottish referendum? Don't you think the people of Scotland have had enough of a referendum?
Things have changed quite dramatically. The United Kingdom that people voted to be part of in 2014, it's not going to be there in the future. And I think, you know, you go to a shop and you buy something, you get it home.
Fantastic, that was
Oh,
amazing.
wow, that's big.
Thank you.
Very much.
Wow.
You go to a shop, you buy something, you take it home, you open it up, and what you find is not what it says on the packet. Well, you take it back and you say, this isn't what I wanted. And I think a lot of people are finding that the decision they took in 2014 isn't what it said on the packet.
There's been a lot of democracy in Scotland. I think the good thing about that is people are really energised about politics in Scotland. But I think the plea from people is, can we just move off the obsession about the referendum for a while? People think
obsessed?
Nicola Sturgeon is like the
You're obsessed.
she's like the
We're not
Beyonce.
obsessed.
She's like the Beyonce of like Scottish politics. She's a woman obsessed with her independence, and I think she's a strong leader.
That's a great
She's-
soundbite, but it's not true.
She's a good performer, and let's just see some of that focus on the big day job stuff.
Look, every time somebody goes to the chemist and gets a prescription and doesn't pay £8.60, that's doing the day job. Every time a kid in a Scottish university doesn't get a bill for £27,000 for their fees, that's doing the day job. If you look at Nicola's speech, she was very, very clear that now is not the time for a second independence referendum. We need to know the shape of Brexit first. Otherwise, because the whole
So
thing...
why
the whole
bring
thing
it
is
up now? This is the thing. That's the thing that's so sneaky about it.
because we're
It's like
spoke-
saying,
well, because
I don't
we're-
want to have this conversation now. I'm going to want to have it in 3 years' time. Well, wait and have
Well,
it
can
in
I tell
3
you
years'
exactly what?
time.
Can I tell
We're
you?
all frustrated
You're
with
being
Theresa
unfair.
May about Brexit. She's treating the public like, potatoes best kept in the dark. It's not helping
Sorry, look, you-
anybody. We don't know how Brexit
But we
is
live in
going
a
to kind of-
democracy.
We do.
And
We've
people have
had,
the
my
right-
goodness, we've had plenty
And
of
people
democracy.
have the right to change their minds. Okay?
I thought it was a once in a generation.
No. Only, look, if-
Only when it suits.
there's no point asking the question again if no one's changed their mind or if circumstances haven't changed. But things have changed, and they've changed dramatically. You must accept that. You know Brexit changes everything.
Stop banging on about it for a while and talk about the other issues, the really, really important issues. You have been in government for a long time in Scotland.
10 years.
There are sort of, lots of kind of issues to be dealt with.
I'm not saying things are perfect. There is much more that needs to be done, but I would ask you to note two things. One, that the actual performance of the health service in Scotland is better than it is in England. Not good enough, but it is better. And the second thing to note is that we do that within a framework of the Scottish Parliament operating within rules and within budgets, which are mainly set in number 10 and number 11 Downing.
it's
Come on, you
taken
live
real
in
hammering.
London.
I do, but my mum and dad live. My dad was in hospital recently
Okay.
and was lying on a trolley on a corridor for quite a long time before we got into
so you can see the health service north and south of the border. Well, I don't think you can sit there with a straight face and tell me that it's just as bad in Scotland as it is in England.
I wouldn't judge
And
the fact
and
that
the
just because
management
people are not
respect the staff.
rioting in the streets, that's not a barometer that everything is going well. But then look at education. We've just had stuff out recently. Literacy and numeracy has taken a big hit. We've got children from poor backgrounds not making it to university. There is a sort of
Well, actually,
social mobility issue.
well, actually, the figures are improving for children with working class backgrounds getting to university.
Well, there has been an issue.
But there's no
Even your
question.
education
No,
minister
listen,
has
I
said
agree.
that there's
Look,
been an issue.
The point is that in Scotland you've got a Scottish government that is focused on doing something about those problems, admits that they're there, understands why they're there. Whereas in England, what's the education policy here? The Tories just want to
Hey,
bring back grammar schools.
on that we can agree.
Which by definition isn't going to help most people.
Listen, on that we can agree. Are you guys worried you're going to lose some seats to the Conservatives? I mean, I can't believe I'm even saying those words.
We used to talk about there being more giant pandas than Tory MPs. Scotland had become a Tory-free zone and stuff,
We all love the panda tag.
Yeah, but I mean, the truth is, there's always been Scottish Tories. There probably always will be Scottish Tories. We are seeing a couple of things. We're seeing them be more confident and turning out the vote in greater numbers than they've done for some years.
Do you think part of that is down to the fact that, Ruth Davidson, I mean, actually your man with a comedy background, she's quite a big figure, isn't she? She's quite charismatic, she's very funny, do you think that's had a big factor in it?
I think she's been very effective at sort of humanising and modernising the brand.
Do you ever try and use humour?
I mean, I think I do gravitas quite well.
Oh,
and
get you.
seriousness,
Get
know.
you,
but
Tommy.
I really can't. I mean, I don't mind. I like to have a laugh and I can joke about stuff. I don't put it in the speeches because I I can't do it right. I mean, it's a gift.
Having done like stand-up gigs for a long, long time, PMQs I think has an element of like, let's say, the late night show at the Comedy Store or something, when it's just incredibly rowdy and the level of heckling. And I do have to say, it strikes fear and terror into the heart of sort of every politician that has to do it. And I think there, if you can have a good kind of line or a sort of funny to use, it can be quite sort of powerful.
Yeah, the killer one-liner.
Yeah.
And the funniest bits are not the scripted one-liners. The funniest bits are the ad-libs or the heckles or the...
Do you remember there was this terrible thing where David Cameron was under loads of pressure? It was around all the Murdoch phone hacking stuff, and it turns out he'd been horse riding on Rebecca Brooks's horse ages and ages ago, and one of our backbenchers just started going, nay! And it was so juvenile, but I'm afraid everyone absolutely wet themselves laughing. It was very good. And the Prime Minister just looked ridiculous.
And then there was that thing with the animal's head. But,
I've got a funny story about that. But during the Remain campaign for the EU referendum, we had to go, we went on a cross-party bus, myself, Harriet Harman, lots of other people, including David Cameron, and we went to this farm in the southwest to sort of speak to these farmers, and the press team basically said to us just beforehand, don't even think of getting a picture with the Prime Minister and a pig.
what do we know?
Now,
We're splitting this.
How much is it? Okay.
15, if we're generous with the tip,
Well,
20.
I'll put in the bulk of it, which is ironic, given our should we have a discussion about the Barnett formula now?
I will put in equal measures and look forward to an equal partnership between Scotland and the rest of the UK.
Oh.
It's good.
Yeah, it was good. I had a fun time. The independence thing does obviously annoy me because the SNP is obsessed with the independence question, and they always will be obsessed. They're a sort of single issue party, but I feel like we're going round and round and round and loop again. It's like deja vu. It's like Groundhog Day.
I expect I haven't changed your mind and you haven't changed my mind, but there we go.
I think Tommy and I could be really good friends, but I don't think we've got a political future ahead of us.
No. It's just as well politics isn't the only thing in life, isn't it?
So you're heading back up the road?
4 o'clock train, yeah.
4 o'clock, yeah.